때는 2023년 8월 6일 사우디컵 게이머즈 8 e스포츠 행사였습니다. 택백 리덴이 초청받아 4강전 형식으로 진행됐는데요. 정명훈은 김태균을 꺾고 이재동은 송병구를 2대0으로 제압하며 결승에서 댄동록이 성사되었습니다. 정명훈은 1경기에선 불리하게 시작했지만 병력 움직임으로 이재동을 꺾으며 선취점을 따냈는데요. 과연 이 경기에선 어떤 경기 양상이 펼쳐졌을까요? 서킷 브레이커 맵에서 펼쳐진 그 경기, 지금 함께 감상하시죠.
Having not been that active before the Legends Invitational, is seeming to be the strongest player, at least for now. Over here onto our map, Circuit Breakers in the top left, in the red, the legend himself. He is Jaedong. And in the top right, in the blue, one of those who revolutionized Terran early on in StarCraft 1. He is Fantasy. And can be accessed through different channels, but the center of the map is just this like big.
Of course, taking his natural, Fantasy taking his natural, but Jaedong should take probably the bottom left main base as his third. And of course, if Fantasy somehow could deny that
build, and you know, games where one race tries to get a base up really quickly, it does allow for the other race to try to occasionally.
Right there, Fantasy is walling in, and as soon as you see a wall in like this, it cuts down what you can do as Zerg aggressively, dramatically. Like, you see that.
Try to lurker bust, but again, it's probably not a good way to play the game, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you could kill the barracks in the depot, but if they get a bunker up in the front, you've just wasted all your lurkers. So
yeah, before that 4-minute mark. So basically, Fantasy is going to make Marines and Medics move out around 5 minutes and walk across the map to just make sure Jaedong is not being too greedy.
They might just be trying to kill the Zergling they may be out there to spot, or see if there's an Overlord, but
exactly,
you don't want to commit down much more than that. But you know, keeping the Zerg guessing is always key. A lot of times when you watch somebody play against the Zerg, you'll see these movements where they come out.
Continuing to build up those Marines. Actually, a fair amount of Zerglings being hatched by Jaedong, more than I expected, but not so many that it's like a cheesy play. He may be looking, there's a couple things you can do against Academy Rush or attack when they're moving out. Both of these can be very strong tactics.
So now, he could actually sandwich this really nicely. That's exactly what we're going to have here, Artosis.
Jaedong with the surround. He gets some of those Marines up at the front. Fantasy gets back to the bridge, and Fire Bats come out immediately. So that will shut that down for now. Into more of a defensive stance. So overall, yeah, that seems like it was fine by Jaedong. I think he wanted a little bit more than he got. But I don't feel like he's significantly behind for
all tactical victory that we saw earlier on there. That really hurts the Terran. I mean, everything you built up, you've not everything, but a lot. And now we've got the Mutas continuing to roam.
Yeah, the Muta's going to put some harassment on here, trying to get those turrets that Fantasy, of course, is trying to push back as far as he can. Very different from game number 1, right?
And once more, and the Mutas have to back out. The Lings are going to be set up over here with the Mutas. He's just going to try to find any opening. Now, pitch harass in a pretty easy way, kind of teching at what he wanted to anyways. And so what Jaedong's doing, obviously it gets value, and he kind of has to do it and has to kill something, or he's, you know, not, or the Terran is going to be further ahead here. But overall, not taking the main, he's taking the natural. And so the reasoning why is that Terran will scan the mains first. Say, okay, you're at the bottom center.
Yeah.
Or something weird like that.
Could be hidden like that, that's true.
Yeah, but this is, so the base, the third base location doesn't make sense, but it's also probably not going to be found as fast.
Because you just expand up the ramp and you already have defense at the front. So it can be very strong for the later game as well.
That's actually a very good point. If Terran doesn't punish it in time, it just gets worse here. Into Mutalisks, which by the way is standard in TVZ, you are always going to get lurkers later. You can't just go get Mutalisks and lurkers at the same time. It's too much. Is Jaedong going to handle the push coming here from Fantasy? Because we've still got this Valkyrie out. It looks like the infantry are enough. Oh my god, the Fire Bat does so much damage there, killing the Lings. That was insane.
Yeah, and the Valkyrie doing so much. Oh, actually a little bit sloppy there. It clicked it before and didn't move it back. Now Fantasy going towards the bottom left. I don't believe the lurkers are going to be ready before the bio gets there. See, these have started, but Fantasy has some potential to deal real damage here.
Ooh, this was a tricky call. He does get that. Oh, hold on. He's actually going to commit right in. I think he can get at least the first sunk, and he's going to get the second one as well. When that other one hatches, it's going to, yeah, it's not even going to finish. I think still a Valkyrie hitting the Mutas, so the Mutas can't actually like stay and hold their ground. It's all going to be down to the lurkers, and the scan comes down here, and the lurkers fall as well.
This is the problem with taking this base.
Yep.
If he had made the lurkers eggs, you break that, right? So this is Jaedong. He was trying to set up for a very strong late game, getting a free fourth, big edge.
The Lings are going to come forward here, and I don't even know about this. I almost wonder if Jaedong taps out.
He might.
This just seems almost like, yeah, there it is, GG. Dude,
Yeah.
this is 2-0.
Moves, right? Like he's not just setting up a solid defense at a solid defendable third base.
Yeah.
일반적으로 투엣 개념에서 안 3맷을 찍고 저글링을 잘 찍지 않습니다. 왜냐하면 부유하게 가려고 3맷을 가는 건데 링을 찍게 되면 아다리가 안 맞으니까요. 그런데도 심리적으로 저글링을 찍었고 그 저글링이 생각보다 이득을 거두진 못했습니다. 테라는 병력에 힘을 주는 체제가 아닌 투베럭 테크를 선택했고 테크가 확보되기 전에 피해를 줘야 하는 입장이었는데 피해를 많이 주지 못했고 저그 입장에서 그 스노우볼은 발키리와 016 한방 타이밍이 더욱 거세게 느껴지게 만들었습니다. 요즘 스타팅 마당을 먹고 썬큰을 짓고 스타팅을 공짜로 먹는 게 이따금씩 쓰여서 시전했는데 해당 판에서는 입구러크 입막이 되지 못한 상태에서 테란 병력을 맞이해야 하는 입장이라 오히려 독이 되었습니다. 정명훈의 계산된 날카로운 타이밍과 병력 움직임이 돋보이는 경기였습니다. 다음에도 좋은 영상으로 찾아뵙겠습니다. 감사합니다.